strength to win this war?
Look, from the beginning, Ukraine had about as much chance of winning this war as Mexico could win a war against the United States. This was clear to every high-ranking military officer and every expert, unless they had a different agenda. And that is precisely our problem. Today, we know that the war could have been ended shortly after its outbreak in April of last year. Then the British and NATO intervened, and that was the starting point for the narrative that the Russians cannot win this war because we, the allies of Ukraine, will do everything to ensure the victory and by doing so defend our freedom and democracy. But let me give you some current numbers, July 2023, so that you understand why it was clear from the beginning that Ukraine would not emerge as the winner of this conflict. Wars are won with soldiers and weapons, primarily with infantry and artillery. Ukraine entered this war with 260,000 trained soldiers, roughly 300,000 trained reservists, and over 500,000 territorial troops. Today we look back at 350,000 dead young Ukrainian soldiers, 600,000 wounded, 18 million people displaced, and trillions of dollars in destroyed infrastructure. The Ukrainians simply no longer have enough soldiers to turn this war around. In addition, their artillery fires between 5,000 and 7,000 shells per day. The Americans only produce around 90,000 per year. What does that tell you? The warehouses of the Allies are empty. There's nothing more coming for the Ukrainians. The US DoD has just announced that they ran out of 155mm caliber shells and that it will take them something between 4 and 7 years to replace their stock. It will take the US 8 years to replace the javelins that have been sent to Ukraine. For the Stinger missiles, it will take them 18 years. But a land war cannot be won without artillery. You cannot fight drones without missiles. And so here we are, over 1 year later, seeing that what was actually clear from the beginning is now materializing. So I ask you, why all this bloodshed? Why send more young men into the meat grinder? I'll tell you why. Too many decision makers are in the business of making money. And they easily put our sons in the business of dying. How despicable and inhumane is it that the world's largest asset manager is making a fortune from the war while simultaneously entering into a contract with Ukraine for its reconstruction? And that's only one example. We need to wake up and realize that we are being taken for a ride. We must all demand an immediate initiation of peace negotiations and do everything in our power to end the senseless bloodshed now. Today it's other people's sons dying. Tomorrow it will be ours.